So I think this is gonna be one of those feels videos a little bit, but yeah. So the other day, I took the Myers-Briggs test, and I got the INFP personality, and I guess that sort of makes sense. I thought I was gonna be INFJ, and if I could just clarify again, I don't think that the Myers-Briggs is a perfectly accurate description of any given personality, but I think to some degree there seems to be like a level of truth to, at least to the surface level of how people might think. But yeah, I've just been feeling really anxious recently, and a lot of that has to do with like anxiety, not really having a lot of close friends. Does anybody else have this problem with friends? There are like a plethora of YouTube videos now where someone says, I'm 21 and I don't have anyone to talk to, or I don't really feel like anybody understands what I'm going through. And I kind of relate. And when you're a dude, but you're also very much like a sensitive person, like a hypersensitive person, you oftentimes don't feel like you really belong anywhere because you're raised with the idea that you should just suck it up, buttercup, and stop, I guess, complaining about why your life is so hard. And I get that, but I also don't think that sucking anything up and not allowing it to be expressed in some way is a healthy long-term solution to your problems, because it always ends up manifesting somewhere else down the line. And I have a really big problem with that, because guys just don't want to appear weak. I think the biggest irony of this all is we kind of see women as more empathetic, more willing to listen to your problems, and I don't think that's untrue. I think that's true, obviously. But after you go through manhood, when you reach the age of like 17 or 18, it seems like people just stop caring about you in the same way they did when you were younger. And it's still kind of hard for me to, I guess, process that. I think this is why growing up really sucks, because you want a motherly girlfriend. I think a lot of guys genuinely think that the perfect girlfriend is a girl who supports you no matter what, and when you feel like shit you can go to her. And when you're like a feels guy like me or a couple of other folks, you kind of want them to comfort you and give you a hug and a kiss whenever you want. It's really embarrassing to admit that, but it's true. I definitely like getting that from my girlfriend. But then if you're too sentimental or too like sensitive about your life, people just don't, well, mainly like the women I know, don't view you as like attractive. And I'm not saying that you can't have female friends. I think that it's certainly possible to have female friends. I don't think that people who say that female to male friendship is female and male friendship is impossible know what they're talking about. But it's nice to want to get intimate with somebody and feel that they, no matter what, will be at your side. I wonder if this is like some kind of mild BPD that I might suffer from, or if anybody else knows what I'm talking about. It's like that feeling, like what it's like when you're just waiting for someone to eventually get disappointed with you. Like, I feel this way with most people I meet. It's when I first start talking to them, they shower me in compliments and they're so nice, and I accept them. But then the voice in the back of my head is like, well, when are they gonna be disappointed with me? When are they gonna, see all this shit that I do wrong and consider me like some kind of I don't know, not so resilient weakling, and maybe they'll just exit my life because I didn't meet their expectations, which I think is not good. I'm aware that the problem exists, but these sorts of problems, it's like you recognize them, but you don't know how to make them go away. It's like a personality issue. You know what I mean? It's not something that, I should look at the camera more when I'm doing these kinds of videos. Yeah, you know, sometimes when I get kind of insecure in my own relationship. It's really embarrassing to admit this, but I just feel like I'm so tired of holding shit in that this is like a good place for me to say it, because I think a lot of men understand that like insecurity is not attractive apparently, or at least it just like you intuitively know that it's not attractive. And I just don't want to you know, we associate people who are insecure or weak like with adjectives such as like pathetic or weak, not virile, virile. And you know, I know a lot of women are waiting for their prince to come into their lives and save them, like Rapunzel in the tower. And I obviously want to do that, but maybe I'm living a Disney fantasy in my head when I think that I can, you know, find a girl and live happily ever after with her. I don't know why I obsess over this so much. I think like it has to do with just being like a hypersensitive person and having so much like so many emotions and so much love in your heart that unless you get to share that with somebody else intimately, you kind of feel like something's missing. And I just don't know what to really do anymore. You know, it's like does anybody know what it's like to have a really strong father? A lot of you guys don't even know your dads, so maybe you won't relate to this, but like my dad's very much an 80s guy, you know, an 80s Reaganomics dude who believes that men should be strong and not manifest too much emotion on their face lest they be considered beta male, which is a term I actually don't subscribe to, by the way. I think obsessing over like whether or not your beta is the least alpha male behavior possible. I could say that controversially. But yeah, you know, I see people like my pops who are very strong and masculine. And then I see myself and it just seems like something's missing sometimes, because I don't think men are usually like feelers, and even when I talk about this with other dudes, it just seems like no one really understands. And I feel kind of solipsistic saying that, because ever since I started posting to YouTube, it's like I found a group of people who understand that anxiety. But yeah, I just wanted to bring it up because I just feel like I'm really tired of people telling me that showing emotion is weak, you know? Do I emote too much like a woman? Maybe I do. And so be it. Fuck you, I guess. This is why, you know, people like us find a lot of solace in just like pure apathy and saying fuck it, you know. I'm not a pessimist or anything. It's just the sensitivity to negative emotion just drains so much out of you that after a while you can't function normally. You know, I wonder this because I'm about to start a new job here. It's like, is my emotionality going to get in the way of functioning normally and with my coworkers? I'm gonna be like, is my emotionality gonna manifest too much on my face? Because if it does, then I'm gonna burden everybody around me, and that's it's not healthy. I don't know. I mean, I wonder if other guys understand what this is like, because I'm tired of it. I really am tired of it. And I still feel kind of like I simultaneously feel a little embarrassed that I'm admitting this on a camera and posting it online for everybody to see. But at the same time, if I don't talk about this, then I don't know, I don't really have anybody to tell. You know, I think a lot of you guys understand that. And I really appreciate the comments that I get from everybody too, by the way. I always get like somebody telling me about their life story. or like a tragic moment between them and their girlfriend, or the way that they were raised, or how they were like, how they're lonely and they feel like they don't have anybody. But I just want you guys all to know that, you know, we are somewhat in this together, I guess, you know. And I hope we, I don't know, I hope in the future I can make people more aware of sensitive men without the SJW politics, if you know what I mean. Just tell people, like, hey, you know, sometimes guys feel things, and I hope women understand that it's not because they're weak, just because they're human. And not expressing that in clear language seems like toxic, I guess. So yeah, I think that about sums up how I feel today. I didn't script this video. I'm just having a really anxious day, and I felt like I wanted to just talk about it because, like, I don't know how to really put it. It gets difficult just having this float in your conscious mind without talking about it with anybody else. But yeah, thanks for stopping by. I hope it wasn't too sentimental for you, but thank you again for listening. So, peace out, everybody. Have yourselves a splendid day. Cheers.